Welcome to the show that features the quick and close racing from the RS 125s and the RRV 450 Aprilia machines. A chance for young riders to showcase their talent and start their racing careers. Welcome to the Aprilia Challenge.
Hello and welcome to Cadwell Park here in Lincolnshire for round 4 of the Thundersport GB Championships, the Aprilia Challenge, where most of the stars start out their motorcycle racing careers. The Aprilia Super Teens, of course, for riders aged 12 to 18, and then the next step, the natural next step, which is the Aprilia RRV 450s. They're coming up in a bit. First race down on the grid, the Aprilia Super Teens, and realistically, so far this season, the championship has been dominated by Zach Corduroy, who is on pole position. You're just seeing a quick glimpse there of 95. Ross Simpson, who's having a good go, and Bradley Peary having a bit of a dance on the grid already. Well, Brad needs to get himself a few results there, number 97. Of course, with it being a slightly narrow start to finish straight, it is a 3x3 grid format. There is the championship leader, number 22, Zach Corduroy. Away we go for the start of this, and Zach already just falling back a bit there. Not a great start for him as they head up towards Coppice Corner, the left-hander, and that looks like it's a newcomer, 12-year-old Charlie Nesbitt, that might just have the whole shot there, number 86. And as the riders come down into Park Corner, it is indeed 86 Nesbitt ahead of championship leader Corduroy. Then it's Bradley Peary there, number 95 with the orange wheels. That is Ross Simpson in 4th place. So, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Zach Corduroy has been so quick, and he's got to the front already, number 22. He is on the back of 7 race wins on the trot in this class, and he is just clearing off in the championship so far. We're not at halfway distance in the championship as yet, but well, 1 or 2 of his rivals are going to have to pull their finger out if they want to prevent Zach Corduroy from winning the championship this year. There's number 7, Will Keynes, and number 23, Nathan Harrison, just going through at the bottom of the mountain, up and over the crest. Particularly decent start to the season for Will Keynes, number 7. There is Charlie Nesbitt in 2nd, ahead of Bradley Peary, now number 97. And there is Jordan Boyle, a newcomer for this year. You can see the orange bib. First full season of racing for him. Jordan improving round by round. Look at the lead already at the end of lap 1 that we have for number 22, Zach Corduroy. Absolutely clearing off at the front ahead of number 86, Charlie Nesbitt. There's Ross Simpson, 95, putting a move on Bradley Peary, and that looks like 101, Curtis Drew, just making up another place and moving up into the top 8 as they head up into Coppice Corner. They go around Charlie's and then braking hard now down into Park Corner. Corduroy, Nesbitt, Simpson. There with the pink helmet and the pink wheels is Bradley Peary. They're coming into this weekend 2nd in the championship, but almost 100 points down on this young man, number 22, Zach Corduroy, the 2008 and 2009 junior British Moto champion. Last year was his first full season in Aprilia's. This year, it's all clicking together. At Snetterton, he absolutely blitzed it. 4 wins out of 4. He won the last race of the weekend at Donington. He won 2 races here yesterday, so that's your 7 races that he's won so far, looking for win number 8. We saw it a couple of seasons ago where a few riders have done this at the start of the year, and then maybe the rest have caught up. Last year, we saw Lewis Rollo doing it, the young Scotsman. We'll see him coming up in the 450s later. Lewis Rollo, in the end, won the championship with quite a few races to spare. Out of Barn Corner, onto the start-finish straight. This really is very impressive from Zach Corduroy, your race leader. There's still quite a battle going on for 2nd place. That is 86 Charlie Nesbitt, the youngest rider on the grid, just fighting it out with Ross Simpson, who seems to have broken away now from Bradley Peary. Ross Simpson, most of the weekend, has been the 2nd quickest rider overall. By the end of the races, he's getting down to similar lap times as the leaders, but it's all a bit too late at the moment. Bradley Peary has got his nose back up into 3rd place now, getting past Ross Simpson. So this is the battle for 2nd place. There is number 44 and number 19. Number 44 is Ed Best, and number 19, Aaron Clifford. Nice to have Aaron back with us after recovering from that injury early on in the season. The young Irish Super Team champion that came into the series this year. But it's the Blueberry rider, number 22 here, Zach Corduroy, just 13. And heading into Hall Bends, and already putting a lap on number 31 there, Harriet Drury, through Hall Bends. Look at the lead he's got. He's almost up to the hairpin by the time second place man, or young man, should I say, Charlie Nesbitt comes through with Bradley Peary, number 97, just behind, and Ross Simpson, number 95, in 4th place. Onto the start-finish straight again. And Zach Corduroy, well, it's his to lose. He's not even having to threaten the lap record, such as his lead in this race so far. Just in the background there, you can just about see that fight going on for 5th and 6th place between Will Keynes and Curtis Drew, and Nathan Harrison and Jordan Boyle are not far behind. Going across the line there, we just saw number 74 and 73, Cameron Tenzing-Jenkins and Joe Thompson. But here is your race leader, Zach Corduroy. In such good form, full of confidence. He just doesn't believe that anyone can beat him in any race at the moment. No one's even close. Charlie Nesbitt, however, this would be a season best performance for him since the very start of the season. He came out at Brands Hatch, all guns blazing, and put in a reasonable result or two there. He's just gone off the boil slightly. That's pretty unfair of me to say that, because he is, of course, a rookie. He's not seen these circuits before. But as things stand, he doesn't look like a championship threat to Zach Corduroy, unlike Bradley Peary and Ross Simpson. And it looks like they've both got past Charlie Nesbitt. They have. So Bradley Peary has now moved up into 2nd place. Bradley, who is 13 and has moved up to 2nd in the championship, well, he could do with a 20 points to try and cut the deficit down, or cut the damage, limit the damage that Zach Corduroy is going to do in this race. He leads. This is the battle for 2nd place. Nothing to split. 95 on the left, Ross Simpson with a white hat, and number 97, Bradley Peary. Can Charlie Nesbitt feature somewhere toward the end of this race? We'll find out later on. There's Will Keynes, number 7. He's in 5th place ahead of Curtis Drew, 101, and there is 23, Nathan Harrison, in 7th place. This will be a good result for Nathan. And just as I mentioned before, both Ross Simpson and Bradley Peary have got into the 1:47, so they're matching the times of the leaders, but look how far back they are. This is the battle now for 2nd place on the last lap, and Nesbitt goes from 4th to 2nd. What a move by the youngster, sponsored by Minimoto Racing. Well, they were both caught napping there. Ross Simpson trying to challenge through the gooseneck. That's going to be tough to do, and Bradley Peary has got something to say about that also. Meanwhile, down into Mansfield, one of the trickiest corners in racing. The leader goes through. This is the fight for 2nd place. Well, any one of these riders could pick up 20 points here. There's quite a difference between 2nd and 4th in the points. 1st place, 25 points, looking like going to Zach Corduroy. 8 on the trot for him, it'll be. There's 20 points for 2nd, 16 for 3rd, and 13 for 4th place. And at the moment, it's going to be the rookie, the Nitro Newcomers Championship leader. Charlie Nesbitt has the lead through Hall Bends. We'll wait and see who exits barn and picks up 2nd place, but it's going to be another win for Zach Corduroy. There just ain't any stopping him at the moment. He wins 25 points for Zach to extend his championship lead, and he extends it by quite a lot, because it is Charlie Nesbitt that takes 2nd place. Bradley Peary sneaks in at the end to get 3rd, and Ross Simpson, I'd imagine he'll be quite disappointed to come out of this race with 4th and not on the podium. Will Keynes finishes in 5th, ahead of number 101, Curtis Drew. There is Zach then, the race winner. Not sure about the shades for Bradley Peary on the right, though. And the Nitro Newcomers, Charlie Nesbitt, the winner, from Jordan Boyle and Cameron Tenzing-Jenkins.
Cameron, you finished 3rd in the Nitro Newcomers. What a brilliant race that was.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable race. Joe Thompson, it was like switching places all the time, but yeah, he had mega speed down the straight. So I was like trying to do it in the corners, but he just had great speed on the straight. But yeah, it's good to be back after I was concussed at Snetterton and missed all my races then. So I'm really pleased to be back, and it's just great. I'm loving it, loving every second.
Very well done. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mum, my dad, just family and friends. The team, Moto Direct, SBS Brakes, Moto Oil, and happy birthday to Kieran.
Well done, thank you. And Jordan, you finished second in the newcomers. Again, it was such a good race. You enjoy that?
Yeah, it was a really good race with Nathan and Curtis. Just got caught up on some back markers, but I've set a new personal best lap time, so I'm happy with that.
Do you like it here at Cadwell? Is it a bit of a tricky circuit, or you find to flow with it?
I like this circuit. I got my first win yesterday, so yeah, it's a good track.
Well done. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I thank Artel, Copiers, my dad, Paul Keys, my brother, my mum, Fun Sport, Ian, Newton and Dunlop.
Well done. And Charlie Nesbitt, I think the man of the moment. You came first in newcomers overall and second in the race overall. You must be chuffed to bits with that, especially against some of the more experienced super teens.
Yeah, it was quite cool because on the last lap just managed to get second going into Park Corner, and yeah, it was quite a fun race.
Which part did you enjoy the most? Was the pinnacle of the race for you?
Going over the line
and getting your trophy in your hands. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors on my high vis, especially Swindon Electrical Service and Scott Redding for getting my helmets and Scott Finley for building my engines.
Well done, thank you Charlie. And Brad Peary, you came third overall, just lost out there to Charlie. He's quite a talented rider.
Oh my God, I mean, that race, I set off, I thought, this is all right, I got a good start. Well, it was all right start, but then there's a massive battle, and it's pretty good, it's pretty good to have a battle for third, because all weekend I've had problems. Another bad engine, well, it's not bad, it just wasn't great, so we had to switch it. So to get third, it's all right, so I'm quite happy. So hopefully get a better engine for the next round, so yeah, hope it goes well for the second race as well.
Well, good luck for your next race. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I got a new sponsor called Ryan Morris, so I'd say big thanks to him. Brian Gregg, Tori Roofing, Diamond H Transport, Mum and Dad for helping me because this weekend's been horrific. Just everybody, massive thanks. Dunlop, Aprilia, everyone.
Well done, Brad. And Zach Corduroy, what a lead you had. You must have enjoyed that race.
Yeah, it's a good race at the beginning, but it tends to get boring when you start to pull away.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think you'd be able to pull away in the next race? Is Cadwell quite a strong circuit for you?
Well, I don't think I'll come this strong at this track, but I suppose I am really. But
well done. Any sponsors to thank?
I'd like to thank Mark Rangeley for being amazing this week, my mum and dad, Thundersport, Aprilia, Dunlop, Machine Shack, California Superbike Race School, and yeah, that's everyone, brilliant.
Excellent race, well done.
We have another Super Teen race coming up for you in a moment, but after the break, join us for the 450s. Welcome back to Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire for round 4 of the Thundersport GB Championships. It's time for the Aprilia RRV 450 Challenge. Number 11, David Allingham on pole. And this is another championship just like the Super Teens where there seems to be one dominant figure. And it is the Ulsterman, Allingham, on pole with the white helmet and the lime green stripes that leads the championship overall by quite a distance. The only difference between this championship and the 125 Super Teens is that we tend to find ourselves in the mix of about a 7 or 8 way fight for the lead. Some classic races so far in 2013 from the 450s. And as the riders head into turn 1, it is, look at that, David Allingham that leads, but that is young Scotsman, the reigning Super Teen champion. Number 8, Lewis Rollo, just 13, the youngest rider in this class by a couple of years. Of course, winning the Super Teen Championship by a country mile last year. He knocked himself out at Donington a few rounds ago, hampered his chances a bit in the championship, but he's back to his best now. There's 22, Alex Baker. Alex coming into this weekend 8th overall in the 2013 standings. So it's now Lewis Rollo, the reigning Super Teen champion, that leads this 450 race ahead of Allingham, the championship leader for this year. Then Bradley Jones, Ross Twyman 4th, Luke Thackeray 5th, and Harry Coomber in 6th. The Thackeray brothers really going strong here in Cadwell. Luke, the rider there, number 95 with the yellow helmet. His brother Jamie just a bit further back. Luke, the younger of the two brothers by a year. George Stanley's got off to a good start. He's up in the top 10. As the riders exit Barn Corner for the first time, it is Lewis Rollo that leads. David Allingham, the championship leader, 2nd. Bradley Jones, nice to see him up there in 3rd, ahead of Twyman, Luke Thackeray, Harry Coomber, and then there's a good battle going on there between Jamie Thackeray and Will Hodgson. Will Hodgson, number 14, just going up the inside into Coppice. David Allingham takes the lead at Park Corner, though. Allingham, he's proven over the last 5 or 6 races that no matter what happens, no matter how many times there are challenges for the lead, he is able to come out on top. We saw it at Snetterton. He never falls back further than 2nd place, and it is working out well. There is Will Hodgson. He's bringing Jamie Thackeray along with him, and they're just trying to join that leading group of 6 riders at the moment that is being led by series leader David Allingham, number 11 on the Beemore Aprilia. Nice to see Lewis Rollo back on form. We knew that he was a talent. It's just a matter of time before he got to grips with the 450, of course. It's a bigger engine, a bigger bike, and he's dealt with it very well, and he's really, really on form. There is Jamie Thackeray, the older brother of Luke, who's just a bit further ahead of him in the pack, and they come around to complete another lap. A bit of a look over the shoulder there from 3rd place rider Bradley Jones, number 75, but it's Allingham that leads from Rollo, Jones, Twyman, Luke Thackeray, Harry Coomber, Will Hodgson. Hodgson really closing in. In fact, that was the fastest lap of the race so far from Will Hodgson. He's just dropped Jamie Thackeray for now. Further behind those guys, we've got, well, as we've got to change for a lead, Rollo goes into the lead. Dean Court is in 8th, ahead of George Stanley. Cameron Lee is out there, Ben Luxton, Keenan Armstrong, Reese Hutchinson, Adrian Pendrell, and Alex Baker, as we mentioned before. But it's Rollo that leads, and Bradley Jones in 3rd, thinking about a move on Allingham. There's Ross Twyman, just trying to fight off Luke Thackeray. Luke Thackeray this weekend really looking like a danger man, lapping at leader's pace, just looking for that first win. In fact, a number of these riders looking for their first win of 2013. First place man, Lewis Rollo included, not had a win in this class just yet, but he's looking good in this race through Hall Bends. He leads from Allingham. Jones not had a win so far this year. Twyman in 4th, certainly has had a couple of wins to his name after an excellent Donington Park a few months ago. Harry Coomber started the season off well, but is just struggling to get himself back on that podium. Still a very, very talented rider, but these two are just starting to break away, aren't they? And it's Allingham that goes up into the lead at Coppice Corner. Allingham and Rollo just trying to edge away from the rest of the pack, the Ulsterman and the Scotsman, and leaving the others to it. And once again into Park Corner, late on the brakes. Up the inside for number 8 there, Lewis Rollo, the 13-year-old, against 18-year-old David Allingham. Both at the same level in terms of talent, realistically, but different stages of their life in terms of age and where they may go on from here. Lewis Rollo, certainly the right size, even now, from Moto3 bike, you would suggest. David Allingham is growing all the time, as we just see a shot there of Reese Hutchinson going around Chris Curve and heading down towards the gooseneck. Back with your leaders, though, it is Allingham, the championship leader. He's not really fought with Lewis Rollo so far this season. We know that Rollo's got the racecraft to win races because he showed us last year in the Aprilia Super Teens. But so far, at the end of each lap, Allingham is looking very, very good, and he's quick through Hall Bends, down into the hairpin. This is where they all usually get bunched up, and that looks like Luke Thackeray's got up into 3rd place now. Luke Thackeray trying to get himself that first podium on TV day, ahead of Bradley Jones, and then there's another gap forming, and I think that's Will Hodgson in 5th place, but at the front, it's David Allingham. that leads from Lewis Rollo. Number 5 going past, George Stanley. Not long left in this race now then, between Allingham and Lewis Rollo. And who's going to get it? Lewis Rollo once again late on the brakes into Park Corner as they head over into Chris Curve. Any moment now, David Allingham is going to pounce, surely. He has been in this position so many times in 2013, and he's come out of them on top. Is he having a look into the gooseneck? No, he's even just going to stay behind Lewis Rollo around Mansfield. He's now a short charge up to the new chicane here at Cadwell Park, and Allingham is losing chances here to win this race. It's going to have to be done either at the bottom of the mountain here or just after the mountain. Into the mountain we go, and it is still Rollo that leads from David Allingham. The last chance for Allingham now is going to be through Hall Bends. Oh, and the wheelie from Rollo, he will lose momentum as they go into Hall Bends, and Allingham's carrying some real speed. Further back, that's the battle for third. Luke Zachary got it at the moment, number 95 from 75 Brad Jones. And we're now just going to have to wait as they pop out of Barn Corner to see who's won it, and Allingham's done it. He's done it in the woods, and as they come out of the last corner, once again, David Allingham. How does he do it? How many races has he won on the trot now? It's an epic win for the championship leader, David Allingham. Oh, an agonising second place for Lewis Rollo. He must have thought he'd won it as they were going into Hall Bends, but he lost all momentum by getting that wheelie at the top of the mountain. He has to finish second, but it's still a very, very good result for the young Scotsman. Thackeray in third, ahead of Bradley Jones. And there is a very happy Ulsterman on the top step, Lewis Rollo on the left, and Luke Thackeray on the right.
The position in the RRV 450 Cup goes to Luke Thackeray. That was a good race for you there. You've been going well all weekend. Do you like it here at Cadwell?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks around here, but unfortunately we haven't had a few things go to plan. We've only managed to really finish a few races because of crashing and a few mechanicals, but all sorted, just little things. But yeah, like my favourite track this is, so it was a real tough race, really mental and physical strength, but really good, thanks.
Well, you're definitely running at the front, so we hope to see you back here on the podium in the next race. Have you got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Well, we've got Nuvo helmets, the North Yorkshire Road Racing Supporters Club, and well, like Ian, everybody in racing, mum and dad, my granddad, grandparents, Titch and Paul that have helped out loads. That's about it.
Thank you, well done, Luke. And second position goes to Lewis Rollo. Only just though, it was a very close battle between you and Dave.
I know, it was a really good race. I managed to get behind David and keep up with him, learn a few things off him, and then I managed to pass him a few times and he passed me back, but it was really good just to get a battle, and it's a long time since I've been up on the podium, so we're happy with that as well, and we're just hoping we can go for the next one in the last race of the weekend, so that'd be good.
Well, you had an unfortunate crash at Donington, but you've really been taking well to the 450. How are you finding the bike?
Yeah, no, well, at Brands it wasn't too good. The Saturday went well, and then on the Sunday I crashed and my bike was too badly damaged to finish off. And then at Donington I crashed and knocked myself unconscious, so I couldn't take part in the Saturday. So we've not really had any good luck this year, and I hope after this week our luck's back and we can start fighting for the wins and podiums again.
Have you got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Car Start Kirkcaldy, and really just all my sponsors has helped me, who's bought my leathers, helmets, boots, gloves for this season, because it's an expensive series to run in, and I just hope we can carry on and keep all our sponsors and maybe get some new ones as well towards the end of the season.
Thank you, Lewis, well done. And the win goes to David Allingham. Like I say, only just, it was thousandths of a second that you won that race. How was the battle with you and Lewis?
Yeah, Lewis was riding really good. I just knew every time I would come back, he'd feel somebody slipstreaming you down the back straight. And I said, oh, I'm never going to get rid of him on it. But yeah, he's good and really good in the brakes, and he managed to, I was protecting my inside that much. He just came right around the outside of me. I knew on the last lap, the only place I've really got a good shot at him was under the hairpin and over the mountain. And yeah, just got as close as I can, and yeah, just was dived up the inside of him in the hairpin. But yeah, he's riding brilliant, fair play to him.
Well, well done for your win. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to Beemore, EHA Group, Silk Lane, Bridgestone, Thundersport. I'd like to also say big thanks to mechanic Grimes. He couldn't get over this weekend, but he'll be back over next weekend on the show. So yeah, thank you.
Well done, Dave.
Thanks.
Well, we're halfway through the show here at Cadwell Park. Join us again after the break. It's time for the Super Teens again. Welcome back to Cadwell. Time for the second Aprilia Super Teens race here, sponsored by Black Horse, Lexham, Nitro, Dunlop, etc., etc. There's championship leader Zach Corduroy, 8 wins on the trot. Ross Simpson, he's going to want to improve on that 4th place from race 1. He'll want to get himself on the podium. And then, as ever, the mad one of the group, Bradley Peary. Never really sure what he's up to or what's going on inside that helmet there, but he has got to get himself some results. They've all basically got to team together and work on Zach Corduroy, because given the opportunity, he will be off, and there's a problem there. Further back on the grid for Aaron Sylvester, and that's a bit of a shame for Aaron, a local rider from Horncastle. We're ready for the start of the Aprilia Super Team second race. Didn't look like a particularly great start from Zach Corduroy again. I know he's been edged out, and that's, again, 86 Charlie Nesbitt, trying to get himself the whole shot into turn 1. I don't think it's worked out for him this time. We will find out as they come around. There is, oh, and that's Jordan Boyle's bike. The chains come off. Jordan Boyle's not going to get out there either. Meanwhile, at the front, that is 97 Peary, and that's Will Keynes in second. No, that's brilliant start from Will Keynes. The young rider from West Wickham then, up into second, ahead of championship leader Zach Corduroy. Charlie Nesbitt is in 4th place, and that looks like Ross Simpson in 5th as they come down the hill towards Mansfield. Curtis Drew in 6th place, and then that looks like Nathan Harrison getting himself off to a good start. Number 19 there is Aaron Clifford with the sky blue wheels, just going through. And not a bad start at all from Daniel Drayton, number 34, just sneaking into the top 10 there. Bradley Peary it is that leads from Keynes. There is Zach Corduroy looking for an impressive 9 wins on the trot. Ross Simpson is just behind him. So maybe, due to the fact that Zach Corduroy hasn't got off to a good start, they might just be able to hold on to him, because I can tell you that by the end of the next lap, Corduroy will be fighting for the lead. That's just the way it goes with Zach. He doesn't necessarily get off the line so well, but he always makes up for it. There's a battle between Daniel Drayton and Aaron Clifford. We saw those two just a moment ago, but onto the start-finish straight we come, and it's the pink helmet of Bradley Peary that leads. Second in the championship at the moment. Will Keynes, number 7 there, 7th in the championship. Great start, although he's about to lose second place to the series leader Zach Corduroy, and coming around the outside, Ross Simpson has got past Charlie Nesbitt as we see a few more of the Nitro newcomers with the orange bibs on, just going past the start-finish straight, probably their first ever visit to Cadwell Park, and they're almost 3 abreast. And look at that, halfway round the second lap, despite the poor start, Corduroy leads it from Brad Peary and Ross Simpson. Now, it's crucial, it is vital that both Simpson and Peary try and get the toe. They can't let Zach Corduroy get away. As we just look further back there, there's a few newcomers for you. Ed Best, Tristan Finocchiaro, Lewis Barnes, Kai Masters, Georgina Polden, James Popel. Back to the front it is, and already you can just see it, can't you? Zach Corduroy, number 22, trying to break away. Peary in second. Ross Simpson looks quite fast in 3rd place. I wonder if he's just getting held up a little bit by second place rider Bradley Peary. There is number 58, Tristan Finocchiaro. Half English, half Italian, sporting the number 58 in memory of his hero Marco Simoncelli. Across the line we go for another lap. It is Zach Corduroy, and already there, that's about a second lead that he's got ahead of Ross Simpson, number 95, who looks like he might just be able to push his way past Bradley Peary for second place. Can anyone stop Corduroy from winning 9 on the bounce? Just going through, that looked like Connor Wheeler, number 96 there, sandwiched in between a couple of the rookie riders. There's Corduroy into Park Corner, and Simpson has got past Bradley Peary, so it remains to be seen as to whether or not Simpson can now drop Peary and close in on that championship leader, Zach Corduroy. They're not doing a bad job on this lap. We'll see by the lap times in a moment. There is Bradley Peary, number 97, the rider from Kendal, up in Cumbria, into the new chicane at Cadwell Park. Out of that, charging now down towards the mountain. Zach Corduroy, it doesn't look like he's actually shrugging off the riders this time. Ross Simpson is really closing in. It is Brad Peary still in third place. There goes Curtis Drew. He's a bit further back. Charlie Nesbitt has lost touch of the top three. He is in fourth place, but we just didn't quite see him going through. He's got himself ahead of Will Keynes. But this is the leading bunch. And where's Brad Peary gone? As they come out of the final corner, they have dropped Brad Peary. I wonder if he's made a mistake. We're on to the last lap. And Ross Simpson, you know, he's in with a shout of winning this. He's got the fastest lap of the race a moment to go. In fact, that time around, Zach Corduroy's got it. Here we go. There's Brad Peary. He's out of it. He's in third place. He must have made a mistake somewhere. And here comes Ross Simpson. He's got a chance. Why is he sitting up? He's sitting up on the back straight. Well, it looked like he had a clear opportunity to go up into the lead there. And he's chosen to sit behind Zach Corduroy. Perhaps he's waiting to put a move on him elsewhere on the circuit. You don't really want to be giving Zach Corduroy too many chances to win. He's proven in the last 8 times that he's quite happy to lead from start to finish. And Ross Simpson, well, despite being very close to the back of Zach Corduroy at the early part of this lap, it looks like Zach has pulled the pin, and we've got a rider down. We've got a rider down there, and that looks like Connor Wheeler. It is. Connor Wheeler's down, number 96. That's such a shame. Hopefully he's up and okay. But out of the final corner, Ross Simpson, well, he had a chance. He's not taken it this time. And Zach Corduroy extends his championship lead. This is just an incredible record from young Zach. That's his 9th win on the trot. It's going to be 16 points, but a third place for Bradley Peary. I know that there's a few problems with their machine at the moment. They're going to try and get that fixed for Alton Park in a few weeks' time. Charlie Nesbitt finishes 4th and once again is the leading newcomer ahead of Will Keynes. Good result for Will. And then Nathan Harrison, but it's Corduroy again on the top step ahead of this time Ross Simpson and Bradley Peary. And these are the championship points. Look at that, almost 100 now for Zach as we head to Alton Park next in Chester. On the Nitro Newcomers podium, it's Nesbitt from Tenzing Jenkins, and a great result for Daniel Drayton. And look at that, over 100-point lead now in the newcomers for young Charlie Nesbitt.
4th overall, but winner of the Nitro Newcomers, Charlie Nesbitt. The leading group managed to pull away in that race. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, it's just that Ross and Zach just managed to get away with the slipstream, and Brad just managed to get away from me because I was stuck behind Will for most of it.
But you still enjoyed that race?
Yeah.
And any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, thank all my sponsors on my high vis, Swindon Electrical Service, Scott Finley, and Ian Newton for helping me fix my front brake.
Well done, Charlie, thank you. And 3rd position in the Super Teams goes to Brad Peary. You were sort of out there on your own in that race, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, I got an alright start, so I thought, you know, I got a good start, and then like I got passed by Ross and Zach, and I thought, you know, I could try and stay with them, and then they just sort of broke away slowly by slowly, and I thought, no, I've lost it, like, and then my dad kept saying, so, like, absolutely hammer it, and then the last lap I got a massive sign, so I looked behind, and I saw I had a massive gap, so yeah, so I chilled out. It's, I mean, well, 99% of the race was chilled out, but yeah, I mean fast. But yeah, it's alright, like, so yeah, hopefully roll on to Alton, which I think is next, is it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Chilled out, ready for Alton. Any sponsors to thank?
Like Ryan Morris, Brian Gregg, Tori Drufin, Downage Transport, Scott Wilson, Ormond Signs, RST, OSX, just everyone.
Well done, Brad. And 2nd position goes to Ross Simpson. You managed to get on the podium for this race, Ross, but that was a tough battle between you and Zach.
Yeah, well, first race didn't really go to plan. I wanted to get on the podium, but I just kept making mistakes, couldn't really do it. But this race got off with Zach, like I did yesterday. Yeah, and I stuck with him, just couldn't get him in the final lap. Pulled a really good lap on that final lap.
Maybe at Alton, do you like that track?
Yeah, me and Zach battled there last year, actually, so yeah, I'd hope more battles with him.
That'll be interesting to see. Any sponsors to thank?
I'd like to thank Kabuto Helmets, Hung Drawn, NJK Spark Plugs, 151s, Rubber Wrappers. I'd like to thank my mum and dad, Ollie and Claire, my sisters, just everyone.
Well done, Ross. And Zach Corduroy, 9 wins on the trot. You must be over the moon with that. But Ross did put up a good fight there.
Yeah, I think that last race was like one of the best I've had for quite a while since, I don't know, last year or something, yeah.
And how do you feel going into Alton? Do you think you can keep up your wins?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favourite tracks, so I think just try my hardest.
Give it a good go. Any sponsors to thank?
I thank Mark Rangeley for like being amazing this weekend, Machine Shack, California Superbike Race School, Scott Finley, Thundersport, Aprilia and Dunlop.
Well done, Zach. Thank you.
Well, that's it from the Super Teens. We'll see more of them at Alton. Coming up after the break, the final race for the Aprilia 450s.
I'm in the holding area and I've managed to catch Dave Allingham before he goes out for his final race. Dave, you've currently got the lap record at Cadwell for your class. Can we see another win for you this weekend because you're going so well?
Oh, definitely. You know, I've already came so far and got 3 out of 3, so I might as well go out and get the 4. You know, I want to go 8 in the bounce. So yeah, definitely.
You're dominating the championship this year. You've got a strong lead. Do you reckon this year will be your year to win?
Yeah, you know, like anything can happen, but yeah, definitely. This is definitely my year to win it, and I'm not going to let anybody take it away from me.
Well, good luck for your last race.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Grace. Nice to catch up with David Allingham. Cool, calm and collected. Looking for 8 wins on the bounce, as he just mentioned. And, well, it doesn't look like there's anyone stopping him. Well, does there? Number 8, Lewis Rollo, certainly put up a fight in race 1. Can he do it again? There is David Allingham. Always nice to see a rider picking a white helmet with some bright stripes on it so he could stand out like a mile. There is Ross Twyman, number 15. Such a good Donington Park. Didn't have a great Snetterton, but he can definitely fight for the championship. And then 3rd place on the grid, looking rather focused, isn't he? The reigning Aprilia Super Team champion, Lewis Rollo, almost picturing every corner here at Cadwell Park, working out a way of winning this race. Can he get himself ahead of David Allingham? Well, we know he can, but he's got to do it when they cross the finish line. That's the important bit. Away they go for the Aprilia 450 race into Coppice Corner. And as they come down into Park, Lewis Rollo, well, he does take the lead ahead of David Allingham. That looks like Bradley Jones again, off to a decent start. Number 75 in 3rd place with the blue leathers. It's Ross Twyman 4th, Luke Thackeray in 5th, and that was Jamie Thackeray just going around the outside of Will Hodgson into the gooseneck. So we've got brothers in 6th and 7th place. Luke and Jamie Thackeray. There's Reese Hutchinson, number 58, just going into Mansfield Corner. But as they exit the new chicane, it's Lewis Rollo that leads from David Allingham. Bradley Jones, Ross Twyman there. Luke Thackeray with a yellow helmet just following Ross Twyman. These guys have got to try and keep an eye on the 2 leaders because they cleared off in race 1. And they'd be only too happy to do it again here in race 2. 61 is Coomber, then it's number 14, Will Hodgson. There's number 9, JDF rider Ben Luxton. Maybe Cadwell not his favourite circuit, but certainly improved performances from Ben this season so far. Out of barn corner, onto the start-finish straight. It's Lewis Rollo that leads from the championship leader, David Allingham. We spoke to him a moment ago. 75 is Bradley Jones. There's 14 again, Will Hodgson. And then we've got Dean Court is in there. George Stanley, Cameron Lee, Reese Hutchinson, Ben Luxton, Gideon Thomas, Alex Baker also. Down into Park Corner. This time it's David Allingham that has the lead again ahead of Lewis Rollo. Bradley Jones in 3rd doing a good job to hold on to them. Ross Twyman is sort of in a lonely 4th at the moment, desperately trying to become a part of the trio of riders ahead of him. There is Luke Thackeray, rather aggressive riding style for Luke, and almost getting his nose chopped off into the new chicane by Harry Coomber. Harry won't have known much about him. We've got a retirement, have we? Well, the rider's rejoining the circuit. I wonder if that's Gideon Thomas. Looks like it is Gideon Thomas. He's rejoined circuit, so he's probably gone straight on somewhere. On to the start-finish straight we come. David Allingham it is that leads, but just tucked up behind in the slipstream is Lewis Rollo, and he pulls out to the right, which means he's going to have to go around the outside into Coppice Corner. We'll have to wait until Park Corner to find out if it's worked out okay. And on the brakes, here he goes again. The inside line for Lewis Rollo. Good move from Rollo. David Allingham, a very, very clever, wise rider. I won't be surprised if in a moment or two he takes a defensive line into Park Corner, because Rollo's had him every single time into there. Bradley Jones, don't count him out. He's in third place. He may not have had a victory yet in this class for 2013. But he's had plenty of podiums. And Ross Twyman in fourth. Well, we know all about him from Donington. 7 wins out of 8 that weekend for him. So Ross Twyman definitely capable. At the moment, it's the young Scotsman, Lewis Rollo, that leads up and over the mountain. He needs to try and keep that front wheel down, but he is one of the lightest riders out there. There's 58, Cameron Lee, just leading Reece Hutchinson. That's the battle for 11th and 12th place at the moment. So some points on offer. Onto the start-finish straight. Rollo leads this time from David Allingham. Number 75 in third is Bradley Jones. Just fractionally slower than these two on that last lap, and out of the slipstream and into the lead goes David Allingham again. Now, what will he do down into Park Corner? And yes, look at that. Look, Allingham has taken the defensive line. There's no way through for Lewis Rollo, and that has bunched them all up. That's allowed Bradley Jones in third place just to close in, and it may even allow Ross Twyman to join the party in fourth place in a moment or two. There is 48, Reece Hutchinson. He's got himself ahead now of Cameron Lee, number 58. Both of those riders ex-Aprilia Super Teens. So it's Allingham that leads. This is going to become a four-way battle for the lead. Allingham, Rollo, Jones and Twyman. In the distance, in fifth place, is Jamie Thackeray. He's having a decent race. He's up ahead of his brother, but through Hall Bends we come. Not really room for two in here. Single file all the way until you get to the hairpin. There's Luke Thackeray, number 95. Just behind Harry Coomber, trying to land a move on him. And it's Allingham that leads as they come out of Barn Corner onto the start-finish straight. Once again, popping out of the slipstream is number 8, little Lewis Rollo, the wee Scotsman, trying to do this year in the 450s what he did in the Aprilia Super Teens last year. And Allingham taking that inside line into Park Corner again, and he's not allowing Lewis Rollo into this one. Ross Twyman has now moved up into third place. Maybe he fancies to charge. He's got up ahead of Bradley Jones, and that will be frustrating. And in fact, Twyman there eyeing up a move for second. Doesn't quite work, or does it? Down into Mansfield. Twyman's got the inside line. No, he has to really get hold of the brakes down into Mansfield there. Rollo didn't see him coming. Oh, that's really close and tight through the chicane. Twyman here, well, look at this all the while. This is giving the chance for David Allingham to break away. They just need to work with each other. It's the same as the Super Teens with Zach Corduroy. Allingham will not mind at all. He'll just clear off. Lewis Rollo has got himself a bit of breathing space. There is that battle still between Harry Coomber and Luke Thackeray for 6th and 7th place. Luke's brother Jamie Thackeray is up into 5th, but across the line we go again. Last lap flag out now. Who can get the 25 points? Will it be Allingham for the 8th time on the trot? I have to say that in every single race so far, even though Allingham's won 7 on the trot, they've all been very, very close, and it's Lewis Rollo around the outside this time, really wobbling the front end down into Park Corner. And as they come around Chris Curve, it is Rollo, the young Scotsman, that leads, but David Allingham is making a move now down into the gooseneck. Is it going to work? No. Ross Twyman still there in third, down into Mansfield now. Really pushing is Lewis Rollo, trying to get himself the fastest lap of the race, and I've got to say, what a time to do it. Has he learned from race 1? Will he take a defensive line? It's all in his hands now. Lewis Rollo, yet to get a 450 win. The reigning Aprilia Super Team champion. He might not be in with a chance of the overall title this year, but this would be some win at Cadwell Park, and stopping that long run of wins for David Allingham in second place. Ross Twyman looks like he's only going to be able to manage third now, ahead of Bradley Jones. Who's going to win this one as they come out of Barn Corner? It's going to be Lewis Rollo. Lewis Rollo wins his first race of 2013, and he is back. David Allingham has to settle for second place, but he extends his championship lead. What a race that was for the 450s. Rollo taking his first 450 win. Look out, David Allingham for the end of the season. Twyman third, Jones fourth, Harry Coomber fifth, and Jamie Thackeray in sixth. Look at the smile, it's back on his face. Rollo the winner. Championship then going into Alton Park. Allingham it is that has a huge lead ahead of Ross Twyman, Coomber third, and there's Jones, Thackeray, and Will Hodgson.
Third position goes to Ross Twyman. You've been wanting to get on the podium all weekend, but you had a few falls at Snetterton. Are your injuries proving difficult here at Cadwell? It's such a demanding circuit.
No, they're not too bad. You know, just after yesterday was quite a good day, but this morning we had a bit of a trouble, but that was mainly my fault. So yeah, just really pleased to end the weekend on a high.
Definitely. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Brinkman Engineering, my dad, Jim Brazier's, Wellvent, and I'm sorry, but anyone else I've missed. Thank you.
Well done, Ross.
Cheers.
And second position goes to David Allingham. Dave, I spoke to you before the race and said you've got the lap record, you're going to get another win, but your lap record got taken and you came second. I'm sorry if I jinxed you.
Yeah, you've jinxed me in that one, guys. No, look, I'm still happy with that. It's really good for the championship. It was my mistake in the end. I shouldn't have. You know, I was starting to make mistakes and I never got the drive on the back straight that I wanted, and you know, it was my mistake. Like, I shouldn't have done it. But yeah, fair play to Lewis. It was a great one. But you know, we'll be back out at Open Park. You know, back step to the podium, top step, and we'll be going for it.
You've still got loads of points this weekend that'll do you good in the championship.
Yeah, definitely. That's the main thing. You know, like as long as I come away at the very end of the championship with the one, I'll be happy.
Well, we'll see you at Alton. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank B-More, EHA Group, Silkling, Bridgestone, Ian Newton, Jimmy, Gail, McGranny, again Rui Grimes, the mechanic. He didn't make it over this weekend. He'll be back over for Alton. So yeah, everybody, thank you very much.
Well done, Dave.
Thanks.
And the winner, Lewis Rollo, you must be over the moon with that. A lap record, and you finally beat Dave Allingham.
I know, just practically all year he's been unstoppable. A few people's bet him, and there's been a different winner every round, and I've entered the category, so we're just really happy. We wanted to start winning races towards the end of the season, and to start winning them halfway through the season is really good for us, and I just hope we can get some more first place trophies and have some more good battles towards the end of the season as well.
Definitely, and you got Rider of the Day. You got Rider of the Day, so your determination has definitely paid off.
Yeah, no, I'd like just to say thanks to all the marshals because they sent me to pick it, the Rider of the Day, and I just, the rounds just brought up to like really well with our win at the end, so we're really happy with that.
Well done, Lewis. Any sponsors to thank?
I'd like to say a big thanks to my dad and Al McIntosh for making both my bikes run really well this weekend. For no mechanical failures, my mum, all my family, sponsors, supporters, marshals, really everybody, Stuart, Bernadette, Ian for sponsoring my bike for this year, and just everybody who's helped us and supported us throughout the years.
A well-deserved win. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, that's it from Cadwell Park. We're on to Alton Park next in Cheshire. My thanks to Grace down in Parc Ferme, myself, Steve Day. It's goodbye.